crunch. So I like to hit from butterfly guard. So that's where I'll show most of it today. You want to be kind of in this vicinity. You can hit it from full guard. I've seen some success with it half guard. Child, I will throw you. But nice part is there's a really good series of sweep submissions from this, and that's why I like to use it, because it gives you I describe it as a wide option bar. You know, when I click down on a drop down, I don't want you to have one or two options. I want you to have kind of that full span here. So I'm here, I'm working with Dewey. All we're going to do is I'm going to look for an underhook with one swoop. I'm going to look to get here and connect my hands, thumbs in here, with a nice frame on the face. I'm going to look to pull Dewey right here. The nice part about this is I give him a little bit of discomfort here, but I also have full control of his hips and weight, and I have control of the head here. That's why I like this position to start with. Alright, so we're here, I'm in butterfly guard, boom, I dig under, back my hands, pull him forward and in, and I have this nice bit of control. And I'm not just hanging out here, I'm trying to off balance and move a little bit. Now, once we get here, first thing we're going to work is just a very simple butterfly sweep here. Just using the power punch to start with, then we'll build from there. So I'm here, I'm working with Dewey, boom, I dig in, get my shoulder crunch. All I'm going to look to do, pull him in. I'm going to look to fall across my side of my hip and my rib here, to pull him in, over, and elevate. Now, one mistake I see a lot of people make whenever they're doing the sweep is they throw it. So I'm here, I've lifted with JJ, I'm big and strong, and people throw, and then you end up, bad things start happening. So when I'm here, I want to keep the connectivity until I'm all the way on top with my feet. So I'm here, boom, here. That's going to then allow me to settle into mount, and then you already have an arm isolated. The nice part is, like uncivilized stuff you can do from there. So I'm here, hand fighting in with Dewey, boom, I get my underhook. Connect the hands, elevate here, come up and across. Sometimes you're going to get that foot trap. If you don't mind it, you can come to knee slides. If not, you can drive across, take mount, do what you want to do there. Big thing is getting from bottom position to top. Questions on this?
So you're not explosive with the butterfly?
Speak up.
I said you're not explosive with the butterfly.
You want to move, but you don't want to throw them with it. So the goal isn't to kick Dewey off of you. The goal is to control his body weight all the way across. So when I'm here, if I'm good, I created a scramble where there didn't have to be one. Instead, I want to use that control to come all the way to the top.
No, that's me. I need to work on that. I need that a lot.
So keep it nice and tight and close the whole way.
I'm keeping, the goal of this is to have control the entire time. So when I'm here, at any point, I don't want to scramble. I want to go from dominant position to dominant position. Because if I scramble with half an athlete, you've taken an advantage and given it away. I am at an advantage position here. I can do a lot of nasty things to do it, because I don't like him. And I'm probably going to do it with trunk weight, because I don't like him either. But the nice part is, if I go here and I'm just like, oh yeah, let's explode and be crazy, I'm going to lose all that advantage. So when I get here, I start to apply that pressure in, boom, then I use it to sweep. That's what's going to allow me to go from control to control. Questions on that? All right, drill her out. 1, 2, 3. So I'm here with Dewey. Things going well. Most of you guys are getting the pretty good hang of that. Biggest thing is when I fall back on this, guys, a lot of us are falling straight back and then trying to go to the side. When I fall back on this, I'm trying to land on kind of this line in between my knee and my armpit on the side of my foot. So when I'm here, I don't fall back, I fall to this side. That's obviously going to give me the better angles of what I'm trying to do. But unfortunately in jiu-jitsu, you have to assume that your opponent does the stuff. Really a hard part of life. You have to assume like he's actually done jiu-jitsu before and it's going to counter what you're trying to do. So when I'm here, I get to my underhook, right? I go to fall back to hit this sweep, and Dewey doesn't suck, so he's going to post that hand and post his hips. He's going to really start to try to base it. I don't like any of that. Obviously, I'm trying very hard to sweep him here, and he's not letting that happen gently. I don't appreciate when people don't let me do what I want to do. So all we're going to do, my hand that is on the face is going to look to frame him away to where his wrist, I want against my ear, like I'm one of those assholes at Starbucks that like talks on their phone like this. That's where I want to be. So I'm here, boom, I push him that little bit away. I'm not trying to kick him off, but just give myself that space where his wrist locks into my shoulder. Once we're here, my butterfly hook's abandoned, and I'm going to bring one shin to the side of his neck. The other leg, I'm just trapping into his armpit, here and here. Once we're here, I find my thumb. Everyone feel the back of your elbow. You feel that little kind of V shape where your bone, top of your arm connects into your elbow at the bottom of the arm. That's where I want to put the blade of my thumb here. I'm pretty good at finding that without searching for it. If you need to, you can drag to it. But all we're going to do, I'm going to keep him extended, pull that down, reverse armbar. Very nice. I like it quite a bit. It's one of my favorite subs, especially from bottom butterfly. So I'm here, I'm working with Dewey. Boom, I dig, I get here. I go to sweep, and Dewey doesn't stop. He bases. He stops me from doing that first motion, right? All we're going to do, frame, here and here. Pinching. Now, if you're like, man, I pulled down on this arm a bunch and it's not where I want it to be. Couple options for adjustment. One, I can keep this grip and I want his thumb. Dewey gives me the thumbs up symbol. You always want to push against the frame of this thumb. So for this to work, I need his thumb pointed down. So if you feel like it's not working, manipulate that arm to move his thumb. Here. If his thumb's pointed this way, I can pull down as much as I want. Doesn't matter, it's not going to work. The second I rotate his thumb down, slight slow pressure will make that work. This is one of those arm bars that's in all at once. So make sure when you're pulling on this, pull slowly and with control. This is one of those quick ones that get you that 4 weeks off that you didn't ask for. So we're here, boom, I extend, press.
Does this also work in no-gi where you don't have the friction of the
Absolutely, I prefer no-gi. The only difference I'll ever do no-gi with this is, sometimes I'll do what's called a Coke can grip. Because you don't have sometimes the mechanical friction here that you want. I like monkey palm grips, so I'll manipulate here. But that's really the only difference is you don't have the physical friction, but the elbow's easier to find. So plus minus of it all, I will hit this more often no-gi than not. Because we'll normally do, if we're going to do live rounds that day, we'll do 3 and 3, 3 in the pajamas, 3 out of them. I will hit it just as often in or out. It's one of my favorites. From bottom submissions, it's one of my favorites here. So you can other questions on this one? We'll walk through it a couple more times just to make sure we got it. Other questions on just the technical side?
When you're pressing away before you actually pull your knee up, are you pushing away with your butterflies?
Yes. So what I'm trying to do is create just enough space here. So when I'm here and I start to frame him, I don't want his weight over the top of my hips. That's going to stifle a lot of my motion. So when I'm here, I'm using those frames to get him just enough away from me that everything slides into place. Does that make sense? So once we get here, now once I'm here, obviously, I never like to say, oh, you have to move quickly. You want to have a sense of urgency, though. That's been my new favorite way to explain that. I can't do like, la-di-da-da, like, ha-ha. Like, he's going to start moving, obviously. But once I get him here, he knows he's in trouble. You have to start attacking. Does that make sense? Other questions on this?
Our feet posted in the head so they just...
Nope. So we're here. I'm going to keep my frames here, keeping my feet underneath him and pinching here. The goal of this is not in your shins, it's in your knees. So when I'm here, my shins are just creating the space I need. The pinch on the knees is what tightens.
Bringing them together.
Yep, pinching just like you would a traditional armbar, the direction's different. So instead of trying to be like, oh, I can armbar you this way, because that would be the way you would have to move his arm, I'm just going to pull his elbow this way. Makes the mechanics simpler.
Watch the temptation. using this part of your foot like on your neck. Like, do the same thing to do.
It feels like it's right, but it's not gonna. It's not helping you any. So we're here. Boom. I fight to this side here. I get my underhook. I go to bring Dewey back. He stops everything I'm trying to do because he likes ruining my day. Boom. Pushing him away, ramming him up. Knee, knee. Once I'm here, find the elbow. If you're having problems with the elbow, guys, start a little bit higher than you know it is and drag it down. The other detail on this is I'm not trying to pull it against my flat chest. When I'm here, I give myself space for that elbow to flex. Make sense? Other questions on this, guys? We realize the only dumb questions are the ones you're not asking, because I promise you I'm not perfect at explaining stuff. So if you're like, man, that doesn't make sense, please ask the question.
How is that challenges?
Hey, how many times did I hit this on you?
No, I'm saying challenge the there's no stupid questions.
I have spoken to
Good
you
cover.
before, and it's still tough to say. But 1, 2, 3. That was much. I'm gonna work off the premise that obviously I get here, boom, I get to this frame, and Dewey's not gonna like that at all, right? Like he's gonna very quickly realize that pressure on top of my shoulder and a butterfly hook, none of this ends well in my story, right? So he's gonna do exactly what Dewey's thinking to do immediately. Start going here and here. So I obviously want to be aware of that and address it. So when we're here, boom, I get to this here. Let's say I start to feel like he's going this direction. All right? I don't like that. So all we're going to do is I'm going to help him go that direction. I'm a gentleman. I'm going to help him. Boom. All I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the weight to here. As we do that, I'm going to look to give Dewey a nice good chin cup. Here and here. Now, when I chin cup here, I'm literally cupping his chin. A lot of people, when they go for guillotines, they try to like dig deep into the neck here. What you don't realize is that's much easier to defend. I'm going to chin cup, tuck this elbow in, and tuck him in like he's legitimately a football. For those of you who played Little League football and you had to run the ball, put the point in your hand, put the other point in your bicep, pinch it to your body, literally what we're doing. Here and here. Now, once we're here, all we're going to look to do is crunch over the side of this, roll my wrist in, and I want to put my head right in the back of where his neck meets his shoulders. As we're doing that, I'm just going to dig this underhook. Now, some of you will be able to finish this single-handed. That's great. I normally can. If you can't, this hand comes back in, and all we're doing is cupping our own hand here and helping that chin roll. So I'm here, here. Tuck in, roll in, here, there. And if you don't get a good little gurgle, you didn't do it. You should get that nice little wah wah. Choke motion.
Is this a crank or a choke?
Choke.
Okay.
Yellow's
Shoot. So you cannot manipulate the chin sideways. So the difference in between like a neck crank and a choke is the manipulation of the spine directionally. I can roll your neck, that's perfectly fine. So when I'm here, if I start yanking his chin this way, you're going to get in trouble. Like any half-decent rep, MMA or jiu-jitsu is going to step in and be like, hey, cut the shit. That's not how that works. But when I'm here, and I grab here, all I'm looking to do is basically check my wristwatch. Here, I'm going to check my watch through the middle of his neck. Now, one of the big mistakes I see a lot of people make is they've seen the 4 bad UFC highlights where the guys lay back and they're like, ah, 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 and they squeeze like this, and they try to like push the guy away and like do this. Realize all you're doing is putting stress on your own lock. So when I kick Dewey away and arch into him here, all I'm doing is putting stress on my own hands and lock. You get a guy who's halfway decent at jiu-jitsu and just a little bit dumb and tough, they'll ride that out. Because they realize, one, you can't squeeze that hard that long, and 2, you're putting pressure on your own hands. You're not helping yourself here. So when I get here, I'm looking to collapse this elbow, crunch in, and re-support my lock. Because if Dewey goes to counter here, he's got to run through a lot of fucking problems before he can get out of my hand. Where if I'm arching out of this, all I'm doing is helping him. All he's got to do is get pop his head just that little bit. I'm securing his head, securing his position, then crunching into the neck. That's how you finish a choke efficiently. If you're tired at the end of squeezing a choke, like physically tired from doing it, you were doing the choke wrong. Doesn't prove anything, it just means they were dumb enough to tap to a bad choke. So I'm here, boom, I get to this frame here. I know he's gonna try to counter, so all I'm doing, instead of keeping him right in front of me, shifting him to that outside hand, bringing that chin cup in. This hand comes here, collapse the elbow, fall towards that side, and I'm not trying to fall straight back, I'm always trying to fall to my hips, guys. Realize in jiu-jitsu, 99% of the time, if you're flat on your back, you're wrong. There's just not very many times in jiu-jitsu where I'm like, all right, bend lay your hips and back completely flat on the mat, and things are going to go well for you. Like that's generally where I'm trying to get you to be so that I can do unnecessarily mean things to you. So you're always falling to this hip, crunching in and finishing this choke.
I already can't breathe before he gets to his hip, by the way.
Yeah.
Can you go through it one more time?
Oh yeah, I'll walk through. Any other questions on this?
So your hand is staying cupping his chin. You're not moving to his neck.
Nope, I keep that chin cup. Couple reasons I do that. One, when I'm here, think about how reverse engineer to get out of knees, right? So if I'm here, if he wants to break this, he has to get his hands in between my hand and his neck. Here's the problem. If I shift my hands here, there's a lot of places you can slip a hand in. Here, here, there's not a lot of places to get your hands in there because your jaw's in the way. So dislocate your own jaw, but that's about the only way you're getting a hand in. That's why I like having this here. And my wrist is going to naturally cut everything off. So anatomy of the choke. Blood on each side, air in the middle, right? Good chokes have 2 or 3. Great chokes have 3 or 3, right? Blood on both sides and air in the middle. Nice part about this is you do it right here. This thumb is cutting off the nice bit of blood here. This thumb, when it comes around, is hitting that blood, and the wrist is hitting all the air. So at that point, I've hit 3 of 3. It's time, not if, that the choke works. If I was a real dick, I'd just put Dewey out right now. He needs a good nap. It's the best, most refreshing nap you can take. But when I'm here, it doesn't take long. Like if Dewey didn't tap, he's got 10, maybe 15 seconds. And I can hold that choke that long because it's mechanical, it's not physical. So think about it this way. If I told you, everyone, open your hands up real wide. Squeeze your hands as hard as you can. Hard, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Drive those fingernails into your knuckles, right? How long can you do that for? Right? For a minute, you got a second of that, but the second you let go, now feel your hands, how different your hands are. You see what I'm saying? So when it's a physical squeeze and I have to choke you like this, and you see the people shaking when they're choking, they're not doing it right. Yeah, now, the last 10%, if the guy's tough, you may have to add that little bit of screw you to it to get the choke. But your choke should be mechanical. When I choke you, I'm generally as relaxed as I can be. Because I know that it's in, it's just time at that point. I may have to I may have to squeeze at the very end to convince you that I won't choke you unconscious. At 9 times out of 10, you realize the walls are closing in at that point. So that's why I say it. Does that make sense? And that's why if you're having to finish your choke with like a big power squeeze, realize you probably needed to adjust 30 seconds. Make sense? So I'm here. Boom. I get my underhooks, I get here. Turn away, cut that chin. Now, if you're good, or you're stronger, or any of those things, sometimes you can't just finish your one hand. Only thing I recommend is reaching close. I like that right there. Most of you don't feel unconscious. Feel up, and keeping that good tight squeeze. If you don't feel like it's working, or you don't have the confidence in that choke yet, connect your hands to the center. Question? All right, choke each other. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I'm here, Mr. Dewey. We get here, right? And I get to here, and obviously, we're wearing pajamas. I gotta use them occasionally, right? So I'm here. All I'm gonna look to do is instead of just keeping my grips here.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
So instead of just keeping my hands here, all I'm gonna look to do is go 4 fingers in to the back of his collar. Here. Because naturally this is going to elicit a reaction that I want. He's naturally going to roll his head to the inside of my hands. So I appreciate it. Because all I'm going to look to do is connect my hands behind his neck, thumb in with my top hand. Here. So we're here. This grip comes in 4 fingers. This grip comes in thumb. Naturally, Dewey's not going to like the fact that I'm grabbing his collar and framing his face away. He's going to be like, oh man, I really got to get my head in there. Now he's going to want to escape this arm. The second he does, I'm going to look to elevate and sweep him this way. Plot twist. I actually don't want to sweep him. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to sweep you so hard. I swear, it's definitely what I'm trying to do. It's definitely not a trap. So the second he walks past my legs, all I'm going to do, turn my elbows in and get down to my chest. Baseball bat choke. Remember, all of life is a trap. Especially when you're rolling with me. Boom, I get here. I start sneaking this hand in the collar because I want him thinking about it, right? Boom, I'm here. I may escape the hand. I may let him escape the hand. Make him work for it, right? Boom. The tighter my hands are together, the better this choke is. So if my hands are real wide here, the choke may work, but it may not. I want my hands right on the back of his t-shirt tag. Like that's where you got to be thinking on, like his shirt, where the tag of the t-shirt would be. That's where I want my hands. Connect it, get a solid grip, almost like you're grabbing a baseball bat. That's where the name comes from. Here. Now, self-sweep, right? Because if I can sweep him here, it's great, right? I can sweep, it's great. Oh no, he walks past. As soon as those feet come past, all I'm going to do is I want to get my elbows together, start walking my feet away, turning them over like I'm trying to put him over the top of my shoulder like a baseball bat. This is a choke that goes from nothing to everything like this. You feel your partner lock out, let go. I did this at a tournament one time. Me and the ref didn't realize it. The guy stuck like this and was unconscious. It goes quick. You'll feel it. So I'm here and here. Just so you guys see the motions once we're past the legs. So I'm here, my elbows down, in, and over. It's in a hurry. It's everything you've ever wanted. The satisfaction of this choke, because you feel, whenever I'm choking someone, I love that moment of panic that sets in when they realize things have gone horribly wrong. And this choke gives me the best version of that you can find, right? Because you think, oh my gosh, I'm passing his guard. Life's great. Oh no, I'm going unconscious. And that moment there of realization that you'll feel on your partner is everything in this world that I love about jiu-jitsu. If you didn't know, that's my mental illness. So, we're here, I'm moving, I'm getting my grips, I'm doing stuff, right? Here. Yeah, Dewey, you should worry about this grip. It's really important. Oh no, man, that really stops everything I was trying to do. I guess I'll still try to sweep you. It's really fun to be Dewey today.
Poor Dewey, man.
Yeah. Remember, find your friends, tap early, tap often. That's how you survive the sport. Questions on this choke? Like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's of the gi chokes that I hit consistently, one of probably 2. I don't hit a ton using the pajamas. I'm more of a no-gi guy myself. But this one, as far as pajama choking goes, chef's kiss, first hook, yes.
Does that roll naturally with you?
Yeah, because what will happen is, think about it this way. Dewey's naturally already passing my guard. So all I'm trying to do is go belly down. So as he starts to walk past, oh no, I'm trying to get to here. Now, realize at that point, if it's not working, and you don't feel like kind of that gurgle and kind of the panic that sets in, you've missed the choke, let go and scramble. Like, this is a high risk, high reward. Like, I'm not telling you, like, this should be A game number 1 on your checklist. Pull butterfly guard, butterfly, or baseball bat choke.
Would you, so if you don't get it on the turn, just immediately
Bring your belly down and start working out. But yeah, at that point, you abandon ship and go. But that's going to be the biggest thing there. But this is one that if your hands are connected, and your elbows are in, this should work. This is one of those, and it's going to work in a hurry, because naturally, they're spinning into it most of the time. Because they think you're trying to go belly down, so they're trying to follow it. So the natural reaction of me going this way, and him trying to pass is, he's here. He walks into it. So that's why it works so well, especially if you sell the fact that I'm trying to sweep. Because if I'm here and I try to sweep Dewey, and it doesn't work, naturally his motion is to come there anyway. So now, if I'm here, I have my grips now. I try to sweep Dewey.
It's like
He jumps into it for you. It's
a cross collar that he puts himself into.
yeah. It
This
is.
is the mechanic.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, the pure joy I feel when I feel you get excited about the fact you're passing my guard to the immediate shame of being tapped. It's just unbalanceable. It's just there's nothing you can do about that. It just feels bad. Questions on this one? Take it slow. That turn's gonna feel weird at first. The grip's awkward, and that turn takes that first 2 or 3 to really get it there. Elbows in, finger and thumb connected. There is not a no-gi option of this that is worth its salt, so don't try it. I've seen this grip before, and I watched a dude break his pinky almost off doing it. He literally, he tried to hit it, and when he snapped it, it snapped this knuckle and this, whatever the hell this is. And I thought, hey, let's not do that ever again. That's why I don't check. Do not connect your finger and your thumb, set them next to each other. That good grip. Alright? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it was. And then we'll do some live here. One piece. Alright, so I'm here. I get to this shoulder crunch, right? Good things are happening in my life, but let's say, you know, he's tough, right? I've tried to do chokes, I've tried to do things. Sometimes you just got to break people's feet off. I like work sometimes. They're just tough. So we're here, I'm trying to go here, everything's not working. But I try to sweep to my opposite side that I would normally go. So I'm not going to the trap arm, I'm going to this opposite side here. Now obviously Dewey's like, hey, I have a really nice base over here. Like, I'm just going to post my hand and my feet, and I'm just going to stay here, right? It's great. All we're going to do is I'm going to shuck him past me here. All right? I'm pulling my knees to my chest, my arm here, boom. All we're going to do at that point, this foot is going to come out and around. Once we're there, this thumb, I want just above the ball of his ankle. Here, pushing him away, hitting a straight ankle lock. Now, for those of you, as you move up the ranks, and you're not wearing pajamas, you rip ankle off here. You rip their heels out. We're wearing pajamas, which means you got to keep it straight. Here, straight ankle. So I'm here with Dewey. Boom, I get to crunch. Here. I'm trying all sorts of stuff. Oh, I'm going to sweep you this way. Now, couple details. One, if you were at a tournament, really in training too, but especially at tournaments, your foot does not go over his hip. Here.
Is that reaching?
That is reaping the knee. You will be disqualified, and I will laugh at you from the sidelines. You're like, oh, he wouldn't do that. I absolutely have. I want to post it either into his hip, or I like to just tuck my feet tight to the side, pinching at the knees here. Now, as far as grips go, what I'm looking to do is have his foot straight in the air. I want his big toe right in the back of my armpit here. See how that right where your armpit kind of connects into your, whatever that is, lat? Yeah, that's the right word. Boom, I want it right, that big toe right there. And I'm looking to put the trigger of my thumb right above his ankle there. See where ball of his foot, ankle, that's that little in-between space is where your thumb is. Here. Once again, collapse the elbow, lean back, slowly, because I like my friends, and extend that grip, grabbing that fatty part of my palm, rolling everything in, here and here. So I'm here with Mr. Dewey. Boom, boom, I'm here. Everything's going past, here, here. All right. I'm looking to set him down. I want to put him flat to his butt, because naturally a lot of people are going to start protecting their foot here. I'm going to come here, fall down, finish up there. Careful with your friends here. The difference in between most chokes and arm bars and footlocks is footlocks break a lot quicker. Slow, steady, controlled with these. If not, you'll break your friends. If you break all your toys, you won't have anything to play with. And it'll be sad. Questions on this? And we'll walk through it in a minute. But questions on it.
Where is the sense of urgency?
Sense of urgency is once I've gotten my foot to the hip. So, we're playing, we're moving, right? Boom, I get here. Boom, now we're attacking. Now the game is in. Because realize when you enter feet, right now my foot's protected because I have it tucked, right? Like I'm naturally protecting my own foot. The second Dewey pulls that foot out, we're in a shootout. 50-50. I don't like that. That's why I tuck this foot. Right now, Dewey doesn't have a lot of great attacking options. He can defend well. But the second, a lot of guys aren't panicking here anymore. 5, 6 years ago, you touch someone's foot, they panic and tech, right? Nowadays, everyone's foot locking, the heel hooking, white belt too. So when I get here, he's not going to panic on this initial ankle lock. He's going to look to unpack my foot, boom, and start getting it here. Now we're both in the game. We have to start, sense of urgency has to be there. Does that make sense?
No.
That's why I show it, because foot locks and heel hooks and all that used to be black belts only, right? Then brown belts started doing it. Then YouTube made everyone do it. And now white belts, heel hook only. So it's weird. The world has plot twisted a lot harder. You used to not be able to do foot locks regardless of belt in certain tournaments. Like I knew several tournaments, if it wasn't a cash bracket, you couldn't heel hook. Like if there wasn't money on the line, no one was heel hook.
Aren't you allowed to reef now in no gi?
Depends on the division. Yeah, in the gi, no gi, and purple belt, no. So the rules have slowly slid down to where everyone can foot lock. Now, most tournaments, white belts have straight ankle lock. Always check your rule set. Don't believe me on that, but depends on what black belt wrote the rules that day. But you want to be aware of that. Questions on this one?
How do you like shooting the ball?
So, when we're here, I'm going to have Dewey stand. When I come up right here, he posts his feet. I'm kicking this foot through and around. So I have butterfly hooks. The foot that I want to hit the hip, straight, out and around. And then that is what allows you to set them down and attack the feet. Does that make sense? Other questions on this? Alright, so say with your friends, realize if you're like, man, I'm not really getting this. I arrange white and the blue purple. So, try it, give it a shot. If you're like, man, this is really blowing my mind, don't worry about it. It's supposed to be a little bit. It's fun having the game. 1, 2, 3.